Sam here from Sheridan Computers. I'm going to talk about password managers, what they are and why you should be using one. Before I do that, if you'd like to hire us for any IT related projects, head across to our website at sheridan.co.uk. Click on the Hire Us button at the top of the page, fill out the form, leave some details on what you're looking for and we will get back to you. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. If you hit the notifications icon, you will receive notifications of any new videos as they are released. With that out of the way, password managers. So, you create an email account, you create your email address and you create a password. From there on, every other website you go to, you use that same email address and the same password. LinkedIn, PayPal for example, you go onto another website, you use the same password and use the same email address. This is showing you why password reuse is really bad. So you've used the same password for your email account that you've used for another website. If the other website gets compromised and your password is leaked, it's a common occurrence, it happens all the time, and just because you go on a website and it's got a green padlock on it doesn't mean it's secure. So your password gets leaked and then everywhere you've used that same password, you're giving the attackers access to all your accounts. It's a common scenario that I've seen where people use the same LinkedIn password that they've used for other accounts and the LinkedIn account has got hacked, compromised. The attackers have then sent malicious links to all their contacts. It's a bit embarrassing and you see people putting posts up saying, if you've seen this link from me, please ignore it, my account's been hacked. Now one thing about password reuse is, if somebody does gain access to your email account, any website that you've pretty much been on, no matter what password you've used, you've compromised that as well. Because the attacker can go onto any website, such as PayPal for example, and hit the password reset link. The email will get sent through, the attacker's got access to the email, they can click on the reset link and they can set the password to whatever they want and you've just compromised your bank account. So that's why password reuse is really bad and you should never reuse passwords ever. Every website that you go on should have a unique password. You should never use the same password on any website, on any two websites. So how do you manage all these passwords? How do you keep track of them all? Well, that's where password managers come in. You remember one password and your password manager remembers the rest of them. My accounts, every account I have on a website, I have no idea what the passwords are. My password manager remembers them. I remember one password and then every website I visit, I click on a button and it logs me in. So I'm going to go through and show you exactly what a password manager is and how you can get started. So there's many out there. There's Dashlane, OnePass, LastPass. There's literally millions of them. The one that I recommend using is Bitwarden. I've used RoboForm in the past. I had no problems with it. It works well. I've been using Bitwarden for about 12 months. I've tried it and it works very, very well. It's not very intrusive. It keeps itself out of the way. You don't get huge pop-ups from it all the time. So that's what I'm going to show you how to use. And of course they are free for personal use. They do have paid options if you're using it for commercial use. The paid options usually allow you to share password vaults and things like that. Another point of password managers, indirectly, it's not what they were designed for, but they can help prevent phishing attacks. Because of the way password managers work and they remember the URL of the website that you've visited, if someone drops you a phishing link and you click on it, basically you can tell if the password's stored in your password manager. You can also use your password manager to find websites and direct yourself to them that way so you don't actually type anything in. So Bitwarden's one I recommend and I'm going to go through and show you how to use it. So Bitwarden's one I recommend, so let's get started with Bitwarden. So head over to bitwarden.com. Open source password management for you and your business, so it's the easiest and safest way for individuals and businesses to store, share and secure sensitive data on any device. So your password manager, you can pretty much You can load it on your phone, you can load it on whatever browser you're using, and you can have it with you all the time. So, head over to Bitwarden and click on the download icon. I'm using Firefox in this case. So, we scroll down, the web browser, and I want Firefox. It's easy enough to add. The button's there, add to Firefox. So, let's go ahead and do that. Add Bitwarden free password manager, yes. So this box pops up as well saying manage your add-ons, click in here. This is Firefox specific. Allow this extension to run in private windows. So you're going to want to be this extension to do this, because if you most website you visit, if you're using private browsing to be able to Bitwarden to access the web pages, you're going to need to hit this button. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And we are good. So Bitwarden is now installed. There's a video that comes up straight away showing you how to use it with a quick start guide. I'm not going to go through this. I'll leave you to do that yourself. So now we need an account. So how do we do that? Just click on the shield up here and create an account. So you want to go ahead and stick some details in. So put your email address in. Put your master password in. So this password is the only one that you need to remember. It needs to be strong and never ever used anywhere else, because if your password manager gets compromised, your whole life gets compromised. So pick something very, very strong to use. It's a shame you can't use a password manager to remember your password password. But so pick something strong. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it shows straight away that I've used a weak password, which I did. I'm just doing this as an example for what it does. Type your password in. Retype your password in so you don't forget it. And you can put a hint in. Don't put in the hint what your password is, but if you need a hint to remind you of what your password is, you can put that in and hit submit. So it's that easy. We now have a password manager. Your account has now been created for you and you can now log in. So go ahead and log in with the password that you used. And we've got nothing there. But that's fine. So now if we go ahead and register for a website, for example. If I go over to Google, sign in. So I'm going to go ahead at this point and create an account for myself. Stick some details in. Choose a username. Right. This says use a securely generated password. This is Firefox that's doing this. You'll notice it says Firefox will save this password for this website. I strongly recommend that you get out of saving passwords in browsers. Saving your passwords in browsers is not very secure. I know Firefox has an option to store the passwords encrypted. Some of the browsers actually store them unencrypted, but they can't match the security of a dedicated password manager. So please get out of the habit of storing your passwords in browsers. It is a security risk. So what we're going to do is, in fact, I'm going to do this. We're going to preferences. The best thing that you can do is in Firefox, I can go to preferences, privacy and security. Ask to save login and passwords for websites. I'm going to turn that off because it's a nuisance. So you'll notice the box is gone. So we need a secure password for this website. So in order to do that, we go to Bitwarden, generator, and it generates a password. One thing to be aware of on this is if you come off and you click generate, You'll notice the password's different, and it does this each time you click on generator. So you just need to remember that and make sure that you have the password copied before you keep regenerating it, because you can't find the same password by going back. You can regenerate passwords. You'll notice down here we can set the length of the password, and we can also set some extra options. Minimum numbers you want to include, minimum number of special characters, and the special characters are these things. So if we turn them on, you notice our password suddenly got a lot stronger with a load of random characters in the middle, like special characters. So if we can regenerate these all day long. So I want that password, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy the password. Now, if I paste that in here and click next. Oh, this is going to be a pain. Let me just go ahead and do this real quick. Get a Google account. So now we have a Google account. Now usually, well, sometimes when you create an account, Bitwarden will automatically pop up and say, do you want me to remember this password? I'm glad we did Google, because in this case it hasn't done. And this will happen to you now and again, so I'll show you what you do here. So if we sign out, and I go to sign back in, I can choose my account here, and if I go to Bitwarden and I click this plus icon to create an account, I can put my password, username in, and the password. So this is where I said that you need to, when you're generating passwords, you can't go back and recall the password that you've done, so it's still on my clipboard. So I can go ahead and I can paste that password in. Now if I save, you can see we now have our account here. So I can go ahead and click that and sign in. And I don't have to remember that password. There's no way on this earth I'd remember that password. Don't worry, I did regenerate it. I did show the password that I used, but I have regenerated it before I created the account. As soon as this video is over, I'm going to delete the account anyway. It's only for test purposes. But I only need to remember the password for my password manager. We've got our account here. Now, if we go into this will allow you to view the properties. This icon will reveal the password. I'm not going to do it in this case. And this icon here, check if your password has been exposed. So the password was not found under any breaches. And that is the beauty of a password manager. So you do that for each site that you register with. And then when you sign in, you come back to the site, go to Bitwarden, click on the account, next, and you're in. So using a password manager actually saves you a lot of time in the long run. You'll never have to like retype them in, type a password in. You'll never have to come up with passwords to for each website. Just create a random password with Bitwarden. Now you'll notice it has a little 1 across the top of it. Now I mentioned that password managers can help against phishing attacks, and this is what I mean. So this is showing a 1. It's showing that basically we've got one item saved for this URL. So if I go to a different website, if I go into my own, for example, meh. You'll notice it doesn't have a 1 above it because there's no passwords remembered for this website. So if that was a phishing attack and somebody sent me to a wrong site and it wasn't actual Google, it wouldn't have the 1, and that's how you can tell that it's not a valid site. So rather than typing the names of sites in as well, you can also go into Bitwarden. So I can type Google to find my Google account that I've just created, and it's here. We have this launch icon here, which will forward you to the website. So you don't actually have to type the website since there's no chance of you making spelling mistakes. So we can do launch. And then we're back. So hopefully that shows you the benefits of actually using a password manager. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this account real quick. So I'm just going to pause the video while I do that. Okay, so that's deleted. Now, this, if we go back into Google account, I know I've deleted it, but it doesn't matter. If we pull this up and I edit the password, and I'm just going to put in a password 1234 and save it. So we've done it. The password's changed, it's 1234. This, check if your password has been exposed. If I now click that, your password has been exposed 23,743 times in breaches. You should change it. So that's another benefit of using a password manager. That gives you the option then to go to the site, change your password if it has been exposed or breached. Under the settings tab, we have some more options. You can set it so that in order to access Bitwarden, you need to put a PIN. You can lock it straight away, so it will log you out. It does have two-step login. Now I'm going to go through two-factor authentication in a different video. You can import items into it for if you've been using another password manager. You can import items, you can export your vault, you can share your vault with others. There's a lot of options on here. So you can disable website icons, you can disable context menu options. You wouldn't really need to change these. You can change the theme, so you can have a dark theme. And we can change the length of the passwords that we want to generate. Now, some websites only allow them so many characters. I suggest you use as many characters as you can to make it more secure. Then under my vault, we've got this account here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that now because it's not needed. And I've got nothing in my vault. It's empty again. One other option I should have mentioned actually is if you're using a shared machine, or it's generally a good idea to do it anyway. If you go into settings, Vault Timeout. Now this is how often Bitwarden will ask you for your password. So it's on browser restart. So basically, if you log out, when you log back in, Bitwarden will ask you to put your password back in for your password manager. Now you can also set this to time out after 4 hours. So if you leave your browser on and you walk away from your machine 4 hours later, it will lock it and require your password. You can set it to 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I'd leave it at least on browser restart. Or set it to like 15 minutes. It is what I tend to do. That's a really good feature to have, especially if you're going to leave your machine unattended and there's people around. Another useful option within Bitwarden is, there's nothing in the vault here, but if I click on add item, I can add a login, or I can add a card. Now you can store card details in here as well, so if you don't want to remember your credit card, you can stick them in here. And then when you're at a website and you've got to fill your details out, the same way as you click on the login identity, you click on your card and select your card. Which is another really useful option to have. While I'm looking at that, under logins, we can do custom fields. So what is a custom field? You can do text field, so do a new custom field, and you can stick a value in it. So whatever you want. Now that comes into its own way. If you go on a website, you register, it asks you to put, like, you know, if it's asking you for your mother's maiden name, what was your favourite dog, what was your first car, or anything like that, there's absolutely no need for anybody else to know that information. So you can put random information in and store it there. And then if you need to refer back to it to unlock your account for any reason, you can come back and you can look in it and you can find the information there. It's just a privacy option that I like to go through. So the last thing I want to go through is if we go onto Bitwarden's website, you go ahead and log in. So I just wanted to go through what happens when you log into the website and the features that you have from there. So you can view all your items, your favourites, you can check your bin for items that you've deleted, logging, you can view all your logins, the cards and identities. Secure notes, because you can create secure notes in this. You can set folders up. I mean, you can do these from the Bitwarden tool as well. But you can basically arrange your logins into certain folders. So you can put all social media logins in one folder, for example. All shopping sites in another. If you've got the organisation for companies and you've got employees, it allows you to share. You can create vaults and share them between employees and things. If we look at the Tools tab, so this is what I wanted to get at. We've got the password generator here. We can generate passphrases, number of words, separators, whether you want capitals and stuff. Import data. You can import your information from other password managers into here. Or you can export your vault to another password manager or to a CSV or whatever. Now I did mention that Bitwarden is free, and it is. There are some benefits of having the premium version. Now, as you can see, there's an exposed passwords report, and if you click on that, it won't work. If you click on that, it will basically go through your entire password list, and it'll show you all the ones that have been exposed, so you can fix them. Reuse password report. So if you've used the same password on multiple websites, that will tell you, and you can correct that as well. And also you've got the weak password reports, unsecured websites, which are websites that are not using HTTPS. Inactive 2FA report. So you can go ahead and have a look if you're sharing it with multiple users, you can see the users that don't have two-factor authentication installed. When you're setting two-factor authentication up, you should have it on your Bitwarden account as well. I'm not going to cover two-factor authentication in this video because I'm going to do another video that walks through that. Once you've got the idea of using Bitwarden or another password manager and multi-factor authentication, then you're well on your way. So there's also a data breach report. The data breach report will run through and check your email address and look for where your email address has been breached, then give you reports over that. So I just wanted to go through the website because there are some extra tools in there that are not available on the actual Bitwarden tool itself. If you're not using a password manager, you should be. If you like this video, please take the time to hit the like button. I know it's probably in a 20-minute video. It took a couple of hours to do it with the editing and stuff. We've got plenty of other videos on the channel. If you consider subscribing to the channel, hit the notifications icon. You'll get notifications as they are received. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you would like to hire us, head across to our website, sheridan.co.uk, and click on the Hire Us button. I'll see you in the next video.